We're also watching, of course, a tragedy unfolding in India after a crash of a Boeing 787 Dreamliner with 242 people aboard an Air India flight. More than 200 bodies have been recovered after that aircraft crashed shortly after takeoff en route to London. And we want to get the latest now from Ryan Beene, Bloomberg U.S. Transport Deputy Team Leader, who's here with us on Balance of Power. Ryan, do we have any indication yet, knowing it's obviously very early into the investigation, of what actually went wrong here? What happened?
Unfortunately, no, we do not. This crash is just still hours old. Recovery efforts are underway. The first phase of a major disaster like this is largely dominated by search and rescue efforts. Investigators from the U.S. And from other countries are planning to travel to India to assist with the local authorities and their national aviation safety investigative team to begin that work. But that's going to still take some time before we really learn what actually happened in this tragedy.
Yeah. Well, we're hearing a lot of speculation, as is often the case, Ryan. The president of the United States, even at a podium a short time ago, suggested some sort of engine failure. And there are eyes on Boeing. There are eyes on GE, with the potential for major implications. Boeing's CEO, though, says the company's team stands ready to support the investigation. I wonder to what extent the NTSB will be involved here, knowing that it happened in another country.
They will be involved. Under Annex 13, the home country where an aircraft crash occurs, they take the lead, but they are supported by their counterparts from countries where aircraft are manufactured and where engines are manufactured. So the NTSB, being the sort of preeminent global authority on these types of investigations, will absolutely have a role, as will Boeing and as will personnel from General GE, who have said that they're both sending personnel to assist, and they stand ready to help the authorities.
Yeah, we just had headlines crossing the Bloomberg terminal that the CEO of Boeing has spoken to the chair of Air India, saying that Boeing's team stands ready to support the investigation. When we consider this Boeing aircraft specifically, Ryan, knowing all of the difficulty that Boeing has had, specifically with the 737 model after several fatal crashes, and of course the blowout of one part of the aircraft last year on that flight in the U.S., talk to us about the 787. This is obviously a wide-body aircraft. What is its track record? How reliable is this aircraft? Has Boeing had issues with this model in the past?
This aircraft has had heretofore a sterling track record. This is the first fatal accident involving a 787, and this model of aircraft has been on the market for about 15 years. There are over 1,000 in service today. It has, it's a workhorse for global airline fleets connecting international destinations around the world. So this is sort of uncharted territory. Now, the 787 has been under scrutiny for some quality concerns on the part of the FAA in recent years that prompted about a year plus halt to deliveries, while Boeing employees reworked elements of the fuselage that the FAA was concerned the work wasn't being properly done on it. But those planes have largely been through that process. Deliveries have resumed, and there has not been a major safety incident involving the plane itself. So this is sort of uncharted territory. And you mentioned Boeing's recent track record and the previous incidents that they've been involved in. This certainly doesn't help what Boeing's trying to do right now, which is get quality under control, resume deliveries, get the cash flow spigot going. We don't know, again, to emphasize, we don't know if there was any issue with this plane whatsoever, or if there are other factors at play here. But it certainly doesn't help the company and CEO Kelly Ortberg in trying to move Boeing beyond the difficult chapter that it's been in for the last several years.